Welcome to Stormwater Drainage Solutions. In this video, we're going to be talking all about installing corrugated drainage pipe for a roof runoff system, also known as downspout drains. Now, the majority of this system is going to be 6-inch, but it will have 4-inch laterals connecting to the 6-inch. The very first thing that we're going to be doing is marking the ground with ground marking paint. That way, everybody knows where the trenches are going to be dug so nobody gets confused. This makes it easy. This ground marking paint washes away with water over time and is not permanent. This yard will also be getting a topsoil layer and a resod once this system is done. The client is going to have that done at a later date. So the corrugated pipe that we're using, the 6-inch pipe, is going to be the black corrugated pipe. Do not get it confused with the big box store pipe. That's the problem. It all looks the same, so everybody thinks it's the same quality and it's the same grade of pipe and the same thickness, but it's not. This pipe here comes from a local supply house and it is an extra heavy duty ADS pipe. It is not the same as the one that you find in the big box store. Now, whenever working with the larger corrugated pipe, such as 6-inch, you want to have an extra set of hands. It makes it a lot easier and a quicker install if you have multiple hands working on this pipe. Every connection that we're going to be making with this pipe is going to get tile tape. You want to make sure that you use a good either PVC or polypropylene tile tape to wrap your joints with. This is going to do two things. One, it's going to keep tree roots and shrub roots and grass roots out of your system. The other thing it's going to do, it's going to keep dirt and sediment from entering the system. Whenever you run a corrugated system, even if you think, oh, well, I don't have to worry about roots or anything like that because there's no shrubs or trees in the area, so I'm not going to bother with tile tape. The problem with that is, while this system is rushing water on heavy rains, what will happen is sediment and fines will get pulled in through the joint because of suction that is created in the pipe. So this will create small sinkholes and divots in the yard because you will be losing ground. So you always want to make sure that you tile tape your fittings and your connections, even if there is no roots around. It's very important to do this with corrugated pipe. And the other thing too that we see a lot whenever we rip out bad installs is screws. Guys like to use screws for some reason with corrugated pipe in the joints. I do not recommend using screws. Screws will catch leaves, it will catch debris, and if you ever need to run a jetter or a camera snake through that system, the screws could hang up on those objects as well and make everybody's life harder. So stay away from using screws. Now, like I said, this system is not going in very deep. We have limited fall and limited slope to work with here. So whenever you are working with drainage pipe and you have limited slope, you have to make every little bit count as you are running that drainage pipe. The other reason we're not too worried about going this shallow with it is because this entire yard is going to get a top layer of soil and is going to be resodded. So that is another reason we're not too worried about going shallow here. But we would rather go shallow in the beginning of this run and go deeper as we get to the end. That way we know this entire system is going to drain out. Now, for the connections to the downspouts, we actually are using PVC risers and PVC couplings to connect. The downspouts themselves are 4-inch round downspouts. This is what the client wanted us to do. They wanted it to have a seamless look as it went into the ground. So the best way to accomplish this was to use PVC couplings and risers and then convert it over to corrugated once it got into the underground. Now, keep in mind, PVC is a lot more expensive than corrugated. So if we're working with a client that is on a budget and they want to run corrugated to be able to save on cost, because not only is the pipe more inexpensive to run corrugated because of the material costs, as well as the time it saves when you're installing that pipe. We can install corrugated pipe a lot faster than we can install PVC. This cuts down on labor, it cuts down on time, it cuts down on costs. Now, one of the final things that we are going to be doing here is spraying the risers with spray paint that matches the downspouts. So this paint actually came with the downspouts. The gutter company left this paint behind. That way it could be used for this purpose. The final thing we're going to do here is install our 9x9 basin box with a layer of stone and fabric underneath it. The fabric will act as a soil separator to keep the soil from mixing with the stone, and the stone will allow the box to perk and leach out over a greater area underground, so the box will drain out and not hold water after the rain event has ended. Now, what we like to do whenever we have to discharge on a box is we like to put hinges on that grate. That way, on heavy rains, when a lot of water is rushing through this system, that grate can actually lift up on those hinges so it does not hinder the flow of water or any debris that might be traveling through the line. Now, on light rains and a light flow application, the hinges will not lift the grate up. The water will simply just come through the grate. But adding those hinges definitely makes a big difference, especially when there's a lot of water rushing through that system. All right, guys, well, I think that just about does it for this video. If you gained any knowledge from watching it, give us a thumbs up. It really supports us. It supports the channel. And if you need drainage in the Tampa Bay area, downspout drains, channel drains, catch basins, French drains, give Stormwater Drainage Solutions a call at 813-614-3456. We can come out there, assess the situation that you have going on, and design a system that fits your needs. And until next time, this is SWDS signing off.